7 after the hour of 6 o'clock, and a good evening. Welcome in. It's the final hour of the Matt Murphy Show on this Tuesday, August 5 edition. Thank you for being with us. It's episode 857 of our gatherings together, and we appreciate every single one of them. Thank you for being a part of them. 615-737-9986 is our telephone number. I give those numbers quickly and as often and as quickly as possible just to keep you on your toes. 615-737-9986. 86. Thank you for being around. Several of you are commenting on the super text line. You know, I dropped a bomb on you in terms of my hot take on milk. Milk is for baby cows. Milk is not for human consumption. And many of you try to play the what about cheese or ice cream game with me. Ice cream is ice cream. Ice cream is delicious. Cheese is delicious. I like cheese. Milk is for baby cows. I stand by my statement. Don't try to at me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Well, it's the same thing. I don't care. I like cheese. I like ice cream. No milk. Thank you.
Those are dairy products, Matt.
Uh-huh. I hear what you're saying to me, Jackson, and I don't care.
What about chocolate milk?
No, I'm not really a fan of milk. Not a fan of milk.
Chocolate milk's delicious.
Chocolate milk, I mean, yeah, if you put chocolate on most anything. If I put enough chocolate on a cat turd, I bet it'd taste like chocolate.
That's a lot of chocolate.
It's a lot of chocolate. But I bet it would taste like chocolate.
That'd be a bold adventure.
An outbreak of E. coli, and I don't even know how to pronounce this. Campylobacter, tied to raw milk from a Florida farm, has sickened 21 people, including 6 children, state health officials say. The Florida Department of Health issued a bulletin Monday warning about the risk of drinking raw milk after 21 people, among them 6 children under the age of 10, fell ill. 7 of the cases involved hospitalization. Severe complications have been reported for at least 2 individuals, according to Florida health officials. The illnesses are linked to the consumption of raw milk from the same farm. Raw milk, dairy milk that has not been pasteurized, a process that removes disease-causing germs. So, for you, are there milk purists out there? I'm serious. I want to talk to y'all. Like, I'm an anti-milk guy. Yeah, I'll eat cheese. Yes, I'll eat ice cream. Whatever. But no, I don't know. 3449 says milk on cereal. No, thank you. I don't eat cereal. Why are weirdos drinking raw milk? Well, you misspelled milk. Why are weirdos drinking milk? Who said milk was for milk is for baby cows? I mean, am I not right? Milk is provided by mama cow to feed her baby. And let me tell you something. If you've not seen Dusty Slay, our good friend of the show, Dusty Slay, and Wet Heat, he has a bit about milk. He's like, who's the first person deciding that was a good idea? It's like, look at that baby cow just going to town. I bet that's delicious. Let's get us some of that. I hope we can use a cup. That makes me laugh. Ice cream is frozen milk. Cheese is curdled milk. Scott, don't bore me with details. Ice cream is sugar, is what it is. Ice cream is delicious sugar with filler in it. I don't know what the filler is. You say it's milk, whatever. I say it's filler. Once again, what kind of weirdo doesn't eat cereal with milk? 1221, I haven't eaten cereal since I was a kid. What kind of person doesn't grow up to eggs and bacon and toast and sausage, and pancakes?
All that.
Yeah. Don't. I hear you. I hear them. I've done this before. Well, pancakes have got milk in it. Yeah, blah blah blah. Whatever. They're pancakes.
Not a Fruity Pebbles guy?
I like Fruity Pebbles. I like Fruity Pebbles with beer.
You're disgusting.
I do not drink milk, and I don't think that milk is for human beings. I don't think corn's for human beings either. If we were supposed to eat corn, would God have not given us the ability to digest it? I mean, right? Now, I'm not saying I don't eat things with milk in it. I do. I know I do. And yeah, Tom, eggs. I know where eggs come from. They're little chicken abortions, is what they are, and they're delicious. Y'all aren't gonna scare me off this take. Eggs are not for baby chickens. 2703. Eggs are baby chickens before they're born, and they're delicious. I don't like milk. Never have liked milk. I'll get my calcium elsewhere, please. Thank you very much. Now, anything that you have to heat up to destroy bacteria to make sure that it's okay for you, I don't think we're supposed to eat. And that's what you have to do to milk. In Florida, according to Florida officials, raw milk can be sold for non-human consumption as pet or animal food, which limits regulation efforts of sanitary practices, according to the Florida Department of Health. Containers must have a label clearly stating the raw milk is for animal consumption only. Because of the recent cases, the Florida Department of Health said it issued a bulletin to assist Floridians in making informed decisions about their health. Now, this all comes on the heels of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. declaring that we need more milk in our lives. And I think that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is on record as saying that he only drinks raw milk. And sincerely, folks, I'm not a milk guy, and I like to pick on milk people by telling them that milk's for baby cows or whatever, but y'all do you. I mean, if you want to suckle directly from the teat, that's your business. Your business.
Well,
what? I mean, that's where it comes from.
I know.
Why are we so afraid of it? So just make sure you got a cow.
Yeah, just make sure it's your cow.
Just make sure it's a cow.
No, your cow.
And your cow.
Don't be doing that to other people's cows.
What about a goat?
You know, some folks like the goat's milk. I can't speak to it. I'm telling y'all got to see Dusty Slay. His bit on this, he's like, what? Can you imagine the guy that is like, well, if they tried cow's milk, the odds are they didn't try that first. They probably went to some other critters, like a goat. Or, they probably did a lot of different animals. Can you imagine the fella that drew the dog straw? Oh, no.
Oh.
Why is it that cow's milk gets the pass and no other milk gets the pass? Anyway, no, I'm not a milk guy, but I sincerely don't understand why raw milk is considered by some people to be a superior form of milk when the possibility exists that it has bacteria in it that could cause you significant problems like we're talking about in this story. If anybody's got any ideas on it, 615-737-9986. In the meantime, the Department of Justice will convene a grand jury investigating whether Obama-era officials conspired to fuel false Russia collusion tales against Donald Trump during his 2016 presidential campaign. Attorney General Pam Bondi instructed the Department of Justice yesterday to act on a referral issued 2 weeks ago by the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, which accused Obama administration officials of leading a treasonous campaign to promote the lie that Trump conspired with Russian officials to rig the 2016 election. Obama's connection to the conspiracy that Obama was aware of and promoted Hillary Clinton's campaign strategy based largely on the Steele dossier that they knew was untrue has been known, but has now recently been proven by Gabbard and others. Declassified new information in July, including a House intelligence report originally drafted in 2017 but never released to the public. The report, quote, exposed how the Obama administration manufactured the January 2017 intelligence community assessment that they knew was false, promoting the lie that Vladimir Putin and the Russian government helped President Trump win the 2016 election. The House report, according to Gabbard, found that the 2017 ICA contrived the narrative that Russia interfered specifically to help Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it was true. It wasn't. And all of this perpetuated the lie that Donald Trump was involved with the Russians, that perpetuated the need for the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, to step aside, that perpetuated the need for a special prosecutor, Robert Mueller, that led to 2.5 years of endless prosecution, investigation into the Trump administration, stymieing the majority of his first term in office. I'm here for this. Leftists will say that this is political lawfare. They can call it whatever they want. It is against the law to do what these people did. And at very least, I could call it sedition, if not treason. 17 after the hour. In the meantime, I've got plenty of milk help on the line. Starting with Robert. Hello, Robert.
Hey, Matt. I'm going to have to disagree with you on the milk, but that's not why I'm calling. I was calling because of the Fruity Pebbles comment and beer. The other night I come home late from work and poured me a bowl of Fruity Pebbles and then realized we were out of milk. And the thought crossed my mind, I do have a cold six-pack of Michelob Ultra. And I decided that was a bad idea. But you know what they say, hard times make hard men. So
Listen, don't knock it till you've tried it, Robert. It's better than you think. I mean,
it crossed my mind.
what'd you do with the Fruity Pebbles? Put them back in the box?
No, I had to eat dry cereal.
Oh, well, that sounds awful.
It was, but I washed it down with Michelob Ultra. So maybe.
Well, it all goes to the same place.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
you,
funny.
Matt.
Well, thank you, Robert. I used to gross my family out by mixing all my food together when I was a kid.
I'm sure you did.
Like if we had, I especially like to do it with, like my grandmother loved rice and gravy. We had rice and gravy with just about every meal. We never were a potato family, like a mashed potatoes and gravy, but rice and gravy. So if we had rice and gravy and like corn, like creamed corn, I'd mix all of that together and eat it. And it would gross my grandpa out. And he's like, what are you doing? And I said, Pa, it's all going to the same place. And my grandmother would always agree with me. It's all going to the same place. So if you're going to eat dry Fruity Pebbles and wash it down with Michelob Ultra, well, it's all going to the same place. Scott perhaps has an answer on the milk question, why raw milk is considered superior to pasteurized milk. Hello, Scott.
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
I'm great.
Awesome. Hey, so on the milk thing, so I grew up on a dairy farm in northern Minnesota, and every single day we had to drink milk right out of the bulk tank. It was not pasteurized or anything like that. It came right out of the teat. And had it not been for that, I would probably not be alive because my mom did not have the capacity to feed me because I was a big baby, and I was allergic to formula. But to this day, I've never broken a bone other than my hands, and I've never had any major illness or disease. So I don't think milk is just for baby cows.
It was for baby Scots.
Well, that too.
Yeah?
I appreciate everything you do, Matt.
Well, thank you,
listen
brother.
to you every single day.
Well, I'm glad you
great.
do. Well, and I'm glad you're around, Scott. I'm glad that milk was there for you.
Yep.
All right, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Scott, if I heard the story correctly, survived because of cow's milk. I wonder if he's got horns. You know what I mean? Or hooves. Maybe some black and white patches on his skin,
Are you saying he's a cow?
tail. Wakes up in the night and scratching his udders.
Moo. Vaughn.
I think we need to move on. It's 20 after the hour on Super Talk. Thank you, Ken Weaver. Get to that momentarily. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Ronald wants to know if I'm still on pain medication. Is that because of my milk take? I'm telling you, milk's for baby cows, and you will not shake me off of this. And I don't care if cheese is delicious. Cheese is delicious. I agree with you. But I'm not a milk guy. And I would, okay. I mean, if you force some strawberry milk down my gullet, I suppose I would drink it. Banana milk's even better. But milk, when's the last time you had a delicious glass of whole milk?
It's not often. Probably not this year.
Do you do cereal, like cold to breakfast?
No.
I don't either.
I rarely eat breakfast.
9296 says, oh, Matt, Scott's a boy cow. He doesn't have udders. Well, that's true. Fair enough. And Jonathan says, I'm sorry. Hey, Jonathan, your cousin wants to know, I didn't hear who won nincompoops in the news. Did you tally those up, Jackson? Who won the big nincompoops?
I believe it was me.
Yeah, I believe you know that it was you. Yes, Jackson won the big nincompoops in the news. Thank you, cousin Jonathan, for that reminder. Butch is next on the subject of milk, raw or otherwise. Hello, Butch.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Matt.
What's going on, Butch?
Listen, not much. Listen, I tell you two quick things. My grandmother, she's a very old lady. She would never let me drink milk from the store. And she did, it was going to the cat. The other thing is we drink milk 3 times a day. This is true. Real milk. The other thing is on the egg thing, one egg has every vitamin and mineral in it except for vitamin C. And I actually eat 12 eggs or more a day. This is true.
What?
I'm about 62 years old.
Butch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so let's walk through this together because I'm an egg man. I'm an egg fan. Absolutely love them.
Sir, yes, sir. All right, me too.
So you go. Let me guess. I mean, a majority
Yes,
of these are in the morning.
No, sir. I actually, I teach you. I'll learn you something. I can't teach you nothing, but I'll learn you something.
All right.
I try to eat 4 to 6 eggs before I go to bed at night, because at nights when you produce, if I can say the word properly, testosterone.
Sure.
I never get that one right.
Yeah.
So at night is when it's more beneficial for you than in the morning. So I eat beans and eggs and beans all the time, buddy. 2 pounds, I make 2 pounds of beans, eggs, boiled eggs. My favorite egg is sunny side up, but a little butter, a little water. And then I eat crate, man. I love eggs. Steak and eggs, bacon and eggs. But and the other thing my grandmother taught me is not to eat a lot of sugar. I can honestly tell you, I very rarely drink any soda or any sugar because of her. And so far, she's been on cue.
She's been on what?
Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, she's been right, is what I'm trying
okay.
to tell
I
you.
see.
She's been
Okay.
100% right.
Yeah, I
And
got
she
you.
lived to be very old, and so she told me, look, eat all the eggs you can, drink all the milk you can, cut out the sugar, and no alcohol. Not alcohol, alcohol. And then she goes, you'll live a long, prosperous life.
Man, this
And,
was
of
your
course, a
this
lot of
was your
work.
this was your grandmama.
Yes.
Man, she had me until the alcohol.
The alcohol. She goes, well, she lived to be 98. No reason she died. She fell and broke her hip in a nursing home because she wanted to go home and cook. After that, it was over with. She outlived everybody, is what I'm trying to tell you, Matthew.
You are the Forrest Gump of egg consumption. I absolutely love it.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's a guy named, I'll tell you one last bit. You can look it up, or someone probably can call and text you or whatever. The guy's name was Ben, I think you pronounced his last name, Barada. He was a bodybuilder in the 50s and 60s. He would consume 24 eggs a day. But I don't do that for bodybuilding. I just like eggs. You know what I mean?
So I bet you were, man, when eggs went up, you were kind of suffering, right? The old budget took a pop.
Oh, no, sir. I went to the Amish people. They got better eggs.
Well, they do. You don't have to refrigerate them either.
Oh, no, sir. Correct.
Yeah.
So I usually buy 10 or 12 dozen at a time. So, and I have eggs all the time. So, I'm never, I'd rather go without a steak than an egg, to be quite honest with you.
How's your, Butch, while we're getting personal,
Yes, sir.
how's your gas?
I don't have any because you have to cook the egg. Okay, let me tell you how to make a boiled egg. You got to get a tack, poke it in the roundest part, and put it in boiling water, and all the gas comes out.
So what?
The sulfur comes out of the egg.
It prevents you from being gassy.
Correct, 100%. So you take the egg, get your tack, put how the egg is, I guess, oblong shaped.
Uh-huh.
You poke a hole in it, and you put it in boiling water. All the gas will escape out of that little hole, and there will be no green ring around that egg. And you will not have any, kind of gassy tasting egg. So, and you can make egg salad. That'd be like Forrest Gump, popcorn shrimp, barbecue shrimp. But you can have anything you want. Honestly, it does work, brother.
Butch, thank you for the call. I'm going to take this under advisement. This is fascinating. Butch says if you poke a little hole in the eggs before you boil them, you will not get gassy as a result of eating the eggs. I don't know if I believe this or not. but I'll take it under advisement. It's 31 after the hour. Time for news on Super Talk. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Donald Trump's had enough of the crime and violence in Washington, D.C., threatening a federal takeover. That is the latest in the news right now at 6:39. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Also in the news, from a political perspective, you have, my goodness gracious, the idea of Bill and Hillary Clinton having to appear at the House Oversight Committee for the Epstein probe has me as excited, tingly with expectation as can possibly be. I'll give you more details on that coming up in just a moment. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. So many questions from, what was our caller's name? I forgot his name.
I did as well.
Egg guy?
Unfortunate.
Egg guy.
Egg guy.
Egg guy. Steve Stewart, buddy, friend,
Pal.
TB writes in and says, I said it wrong. I said South Mount Juliet Road when talking about Eurofix. North Mount Juliet Road. My bad. I apologize. He's also promoting that there's a custard shop on North Mount Juliet Road that is the best custard you've ever had in your mouth. You ever had any custard?
Yes, I love frozen custard.
All right. Well, I might bring you some tomorrow just to give a little test on this stuff. In the meantime, Jeremiah has a thought on milk. Hey, Jeremiah.
Hey, y'all got the best radio program going. I love y'all.
Well,
but what I wanted to say, I grew up on a small farm in Big Sandy, Tennessee, and we had every kind of farm animal you could imagine. And my mother would milk that cow every 2 or 3 days. She'd strain the milk through a cheesecloth, and we'd each get a good cup of fresh, warm, it was still warm, milk, just been milked. Then it was my job to churn the butter because we made butter, and Mama made sour cream and cottage cheese and regular cheese. And, man, we never had any health issues or any setbacks from drinking a fresh cup of warm milk, just been strained through the cheesecloth. And like I said, it was my job to churn the milk to make the butter. And it was just a good, healthy way of life. I enjoyed it. I miss it. In fact, I feel blessed that I was able to experience that as a kid, because there's a lot of kids growing up today have no clue what farm life is like, and I enjoyed it. I miss it.
Well, I dug. The life that I grew up. We didn't grow up on a farm per se, but we lived in the country and we grew vegetables and canned figs and we did all that kind of stuff and so I get it. I remember it well, and I appreciate it. And I just never. We had for a while. We got when my mother remarried after her brain surgery, and she married this fella that we got milk from some wholesaler in a 5-gallon crate in a big old bag, and it was unpasteurized. It was raw milk, and I hated it. I just hated it. I hated it, Jeremiah. And so maybe that from an early age took me off my milk. I don't know.
I understand. Well, I appreciate your show, and I sure miss that way of life. It was just a purest form of life, I feel. I grew up a country boy, and I'll die a country boy, and I'm proud of it.
Well, brother. God bless you. I appreciate that. Don't forget, though, back in the day, during those wonderful times, people get kicked in the head and die at the age of, 12, too. I'm just saying, Jackson, that, times were different. We died from a lot of I'm joking. That's me joking. That's just me being I'm running out of gas, joking a little bit, having a good time with it.
We're having a good time.
I'm just telling you that back in the day, we kind of conveniently forget that, people died randomly. You know,
cholera.
Peanut allergies.
The plague. You remember the plague, Matt?
I don't, but I've read the stories about the plague.
That was just before your time?
I heard it was pretty bad. The Spanish influenza of 1919, pretty rough.
Dysentery.
What they tell me. Butch was his name, by the way, that ate all of the eggs. God bless you, Butch. 12 or more eggs a day. That's a lot of eggs. I consider myself an egg guy. I could eat 6 eggs a day. I bet you I could eat
3 in the morning, 3 at night.
Yeah, I could do that. For your protein, eggs are a great source of protein. Sandra says cows have to be milked twice a day. You're married to the herd of dairy cows. I understand that too. Jason says I pronounced vegetables incorrectly. I say the E in vegetables. I try to, at least. If I said it wrong there, I apologize. Raw milk tastes terrible, says Sandra, when they feed the cows silage in the fall and the winter. Well, raw milk tasted terrible to me every time I put it in my mouth. And I've been doing this subject for 30 minutes now, and I've yet to get an answer to my question, what is the benefit of raw milk versus milk that's been pasteurized to remove the bacteria? What do you lose? Nutrients? I mean, maybe that's an answer. I don't know. I know this. The House Oversight Committee today issued subpoenas to former President Bill Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, to compel their testimony about sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Hey, liberal media, y'all want it? Y'all got it. House Oversight Committee James Comer also sent subpoenas to the Department of Justice for records relating to the Epstein case. He issued subpoenas to compel testimony from several other key figures, to include former FBI Director James Comey, former FBI Director Robert Mueller, former Attorneys General Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, William Barr, Jeff Sessions, and Alberto Gonzalez. That's right. We want everybody in front of our committee, and we want to know what happened. You want information, you'll get it, says James Comer. Hillary Clinton being required to appear, or asked, I suppose, to appear for testimony October 9th. Bill Clinton requested to appear October 14th. The committee has given the DOJ until August 19th to turn over records relating to the Epstein case. Of course, Epstein committed suicide in 2019 while awaiting prosecution on federal sex trafficking charges. The case has received obvious renewed attention from lawmakers of all political stripes. The Trump administration is attempting to, and rightly so, I mean, they mishandled the case. We know the background on this. They mishandled the case to a certain degree. We were promised transparency early on. We were promised transparency in the campaign, and we expect said transparency. And I believe that we need to get to the bottom of all of this as best we can. Now, will anyone ever be satisfied? Doubtful. Doubtful. Considering how long it's been, how many different sets of hands have handled the case itself. Let's put it this way. If I somehow magically got my hands on the real story about the John F. Kennedy assassination, if I were to tell you that magically I would find out exactly what went down, every subtle nuance of what happened, every player involved. Oh, no, it wasn't that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. Oh, no, there was someone in the grassy knoll. Oh, yes, there were other players involved. It involved members of the government of the United States of America, plus perhaps other individuals, to include perhaps the Cubans, the mafia, and other players. If I were to tell you that I had the real truth right here in my hands, and then I read you the real truth, if I had it, I'm being serious for a second, how many people would believe it? How many people? The only people, if I had the real truth about the JFK assassination, the only people that would believe me are the people that already believed that version of events to be true before I told them the truth. Does that make sense to everyone? Because it's been too long. For far too long, we have ingrained in our own brains our own set of circumstances, our own conspiracy theories, or our own theories, I should say, as to exactly what happened. We have set those into stone in our minds, and we believe that there's been so much time past that we will never get the truth, that the truth or the materials that would present the truth to us have been manipulated to the point that we'll never know. But I will say this. There's no harm in trying. Not on the Epstein case, because I do think Epstein has gone on long enough where that is what's going to happen. I've long said two things about the Epstein case. Number one, there's not a list. There's a file. That file has names in it. That name If we compiled those names on a piece of paper, it would constitute a list. But it is not a, quote, list per se. Number two, well, I've said three things. I'll add another one. Number two, I do not believe, no matter how much we get to the truth, that most of the people will believe it at this stage because it's been too long. And far too many of us believe that the material has been manipulated. Number three, I do not believe that there is as much there as some people believe. Oh, there's plenty there. Don't get me wrong. But there are some that believe that it is, it's pages and pages and it's hundreds and, of people involved. I don't know that there's as much there as some would believe is truly there. But much like JFK, time has passed to the point where nobody is going to believe it. But that doesn't mean that we should not try. And for all of you leftists out there listening to the Matt Murphy Show, for all of you leftists on hashtag NeverCNN, you say you wants it. Well, now you gets it. The DOJ, that is, released a memo last month that said a systemic review revealed no incriminating client list existed, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as a part of his actions. Nobody believed that. And so the latest round of subpoenas come after the committee announced last week that it would delay the testimony of sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell because they would not meet her demands for immunity. Oh, there you go on that front. 3043 writes in and says, maybe your shoulder wouldn't look the way it does if you drank milk regularly. Huh. Those feel like fighting words, don't they?
They might have a point.
I mean, should I respond with violence?
Maybe milk fights osteophytes.
How about this? How about I'm king of the osteophytes? What are osteophytes? Bone spurs. What creates bone spurs? Calcium. Maybe I'm drinking too much milk. How about that? Huh? Everything of that? Too many bone spurs? Too much milk. Wait a minute. I don't even drink milk. There's a conspiracy here. Back in a moment. Winding down the Matt Murphy portion of the broadcast day. It's live and local all day long. Cranks up with Dan Mandis and Nashville's Morning News, bright and early at 5 a.m. At 9 a.m., Chris Hand takes over. I believe Hand has Jody Barrett on the show tomorrow. I believe that Chris Hand told me that earlier today. Looking forward to that. Chad Benson from noon until 3, and then yours truly from 3 until 7 o'clock. At that point, in just minutes from now, we'll turn over to Mark Levin, and before you know it, Red Eye Radio takes over, and then we start it all over again every Monday through Friday. It's mostly live and local conversation on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. On tomorrow's show, we've got we've got Cameron Smith in his normal place on these Wednesdays. We appreciate that. Also, don't forget, speaking of Cameron, to join us for All the Best Words. It drops 3 times a week or when we want it to. You can find that at Supertalk 99.7 WTN on the YouTubes. It's on a variety of other platforms. Just go to 99.7 WTN. But more importantly, Senator Marsha Blackburn will be here at 5:05 tomorrow. Ask me why, Jackson.
Why?
I can't tell you. Ask me why, Jackson.
Why?
I've promised not to tell.
Why?
Because I want to keep that relationship together. Because she might be making an announcement anytime. You never know. These things happen. Rumors abound. We'll discuss tomorrow on The Big Show. By the time we get here at 3 o'clock, if you know, you'll know. How about that? Marsha Blackburn at 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll see you bright and early at 3. Until then, have a great evening. Hug your loved ones. So long, everybody.